Hello. Hello.
Trời ơi.
Hello. Hello.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Boobies!
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Hello. Hello.
Cronk image might help. Damn, where am I in my little series of messages? Alrighty, click here. There we go. Hi there, Code. Hi there, Furry Cures. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully I'm not muted. No, I'm not. Did you guys check out Code the Yoshi? Have you seen what Code has been working on? Well, I know what Code has been working on because Code's been asking me for help. But Code's been working on something really cool. They're working on something really cool, and hopefully it's gonna be fucking awesome when they show it off to everyone, and you know, gives a little more dimension to his streams. I think all of you will enjoy it, especially if you enjoy my streams. I hope you're enjoying my streams. Code, do you think people are enjoying my streams? I'm just shouting at Code. I'm just like, Code! Answer me! Code, get me a water. No, we hate them. No! Wait, where's my button? No! And I'm back. You can't get rid of me that easily. You can't get rid of me that easily. I can't actually, like, dab with my leap motion, unfortunately. Did I fix the invisible bat? Is it just bonk that will do it?
Becky. Limb smash.
No, it's not that bonk, but the other bonk. Let's see. Wait, do I have it running? Like... Oh, no, it's because I didn't rename it. Hang on a second. No, I'll refund you. Stop doing the thingy-madoogies. I need to do the, I need to fix something. Because I went and, re-imported the redeem, but I didn't properly rename everything. So now... Wait, did that even make a... Where the fuck did it go? It was working. Not 5-10 minutes ago, it was working, okay? I swear to you. Where the fuck did it go? You know what? It's because... Ding. Show. Close. And now if I do it... There we go. It's because I thought I had to toggle the thing. Did I break it helping you? No, I didn't. It didn't get broken because you were helping me, or because I was helping you. This is like something else. Oh no, it gets auto-completed. Damn it, the bonking of zebra thingy-madiggy gets like auto redeemed thingy-madiggy, I'm sorry to say. But I do get bonked a few times, so thankfully that's working. You used it twice. Hang on, let me do it again then. Right-click, send signal. There you go. I got bonked twice. You happy? Chat. I have a confession to make. I'm not a super strong zebra IRL. I am a weak human in real life, and some days it gets hard doing such. And I did something that impressed me, but at the same time made me feel very, like, just long term, that was not a good idea, especially with what I'm trying to do. I ate 3 McDonald's hamburgers today because I didn't want to make lunch or dinner, and the DoorDash app was available on my PC. Only 3. That is still a lot of burgers, Code. That is still a lot of burgers. Here I am pouring myself out to you, and you're just sort of like, only 3? Not all of us wants to be 150 kilo kind of nonsense. I feel terrible at 130 kilos. Not all of us desire for, like, the crazy burger numbers. I may be American, but I don't want to be, like, that kind of American, you see? I want to, like, this avatar you see before you with the stonk muscles and, like, the strong ass, like this and this, like, all this. These are, like, desirable things that I want. And I'm not going to get these with, like, by getting 3 hamburgers when I'm already at 130 kilos, when I'm meant to be trying to lose that weight. Ah! So yeah, so that happened today. It shouldn't have, but it did. And I need to figure out, like, better means of doing the stonks or what have you. And, you'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Wait, what? I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Oh, are you so are you trying to say that if I bought you a burger for today, you'd pay me back on the Tuesday? Oh, it's a Popeye reference. Okay. I was so lost on that. I thought it was like a thing of like, oh, it's like alcohol. You're buying tomorrow's you're buying tomorrow's happiness for today kind of thing. I thought it was something like that. I wasn't like 100% get with the times. You made a fucking Popeyes reference. I don't know if Popeyes is getting with the times. You're welcome to poll people if they know about such things. I doubt they would, though. Not all of us are like, with all the oldie times, with the Popeyes and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Popeye is still relevant. I would not say Popeyes is still relevant. Popeyes is not. I don't think so. I think that's cap. I think you're lying. You calling me old? I'm calling your references old. I'm calling your references old. Anyway, I'm updating Thingamadickies in the background, and I just want to have this as like a nice little calm, like for the next like however many minutes, just me sitting here, like as all the Thingamadickies go off and what have you. Oh my god, Furry Cures has like 10 kills because of that goddamn pickaxe. Or not pickaxe, what do you call it? Spear. Alright, here's what we're gonna do, chat. On the count of 3, get your message ready. We're gonna try and bum rush Furry Cures in the intro fighters, okay? 1. Okay, well, Code went ahead, so Code's gonna die on his own. But maybe we wait for him to die or something like that. Or maybe all the lurkers here are gonna be ready. This is your chance. You could probably defeat Furry Cures. He can't possibly get all of us at once if we all start attacking. Alright, you ready for this? On the count of... I'm gonna say 5, so if it's like... So when I say 5, you enter in your message, alright? You ready for this? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5. We're killing Code, everyone. And he dropped his fucking spear like an idiot. Oh, no one else is joining with me. Darn. Darnsies. Thought they would. Oh, wait, there's Jason. Just throwing emote in there. Just going with whatever emote goes off. Alrighty. What else has been happening? Small update to Vignon. I've not done any new changes to it or what have you. It was impaled into me. No excuse. And also, look at us. Me and Jason have a weapon. Why don't you have a weapon now? It's because you threw it away. Oh my god, I'm nearly dead. This is not an ideal scenario. I am nearly dead. But yeah, one of the things I need to do, and it's related to this room you see, like this is maybe something I'm going to have to do on Wednesday, is actually have a plan for what I need to do in this room. Because I've done like a few random props. I've got my chair over there. But I think what I need to do is I need to make a few more things, and I need to have like a list with me. And the first thing that's popping up in my head, let me get my sticky notes together. This is all before I start playing video games, because waiting for things to update and what have you. Things to make in Blender. Things to make in Blender, parentheses, for the stream room. First things first, I need, like, I think it's called crowning or skirt board. So crowning / skirt board. So that's to have it like on the walls and such, so then that way it's not just a flat thingy-majiggy. Next is I need like lighting in the ceiling, so in the ceiling Do I want a lamp? Do I want to work on actually having like just a lamp in the corner? No, I'll put that in there. If there's other things that gets recommended, let me know. Don't get me something vague, though, of like, oh, making something from when I last played video games. Because there's a lot of video games I played in the past. And please don't make it something complex as that Bulbasaur Kronk. Or sorry, that's not a Bulbasaur, that's Ivysaur. I can't make those things. Those were kit bashes I found on a website. I don't know if I could make a Kronk or a Bulbasaur. Alrighty, I think I've dawdled long enough. Yep, everything is updated. I can now start the game. And then minimize this. What's happening here? Someone playing Diablo 4. I'll keep an eye on them. They might be doing something cool. Alright, minimize this.
Civilization
And
is a
then,
vulnerable thing. A whim of circumstance.
tab you to the left.
At any time,
You get tabbed to the right. Click this
flap of a
thing.
butterfly's
Press
wings.
this.
Get catastrophe in motion.
And then stop the
Haran.
music.
An entire city wiped from the map.
There we go.
Those left behind there did not stand a chance.
Now, the real
The
question.
world's greatest
Does this sound
minds
okay?
came together and found a vaccine against the Haran virus. Finally, mankind had prevailed against the disease.
Because if it still sounds
People
weirdly
always
tinny and
want
shit, I'm gonna
more.
need to fix that. And I'm gonna need to turn off the intro fighters.
Despite a promise to shutter its labs, the GRE continued its research in secrecy for military purposes.
Sounds K. Excellent. If
Didn't
it
take
sounds
long.
K, we're gonna keep on going. Also, I need to disconnect the Xbox controller so it doesn't think I'm using the Xbox controller. Smell presented. Oh, yeah. Be careful of flashing lights, people. I'm glad that I was able to, like, finally get back into this game and have this as, like, my new, backlog game to go through. I've got a lot of backlog games now, but this was one where it was like, oh, I was playing it on stream before, and it's not like Dark Souls 2 or Psychonauts 2 where I was like, I don't really feel like going back into this game. This one, I actually do want to, like, get back into this. In the same sort of realm as maybe Final Fantasy 16 after a while's. God, imagine me trying to get through all the Final Fantasy, like, not all of them, but, like, just the numbered ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 11, 12, 13, 13, 2, and then 15, 16. I reckon I could do it. Alrighty, J for journal. Okay, so we got another, so I think fun fact, this game has, like, blink and you miss it quest lines. Like, if you try and complete a, if you complete a story quest before you finish, like, a particular, quest line, then it, like, this side quest, for instance, which I had to Google, fun fact, it will no longer be available. I had to look this up. So, because it was like, oh, if I go past, like, a certain point, then I won't be able to play The Ball is in Your Court, because there's, like, some archivist, nonsense, which thankfully I was able to get. The Water Tower, Missable Achievements, a 7 of the available 9 to a single faction, locked out quests, Sentimental Value, and Missing Persons. All right. Did I do Missing Persons? Hang on. Is there a way for me to see my past quest log? Here it is. Diva, the essential... So I've done missing persons. I then need to do sentimental value, which is not here. Alright. Where is sentimental value? It's not that. Oak Windmill. Ding. Military convoy. So that's the water tower, the GRE thingy. An unknown location. Night Runner. So that's a safe house. Jack and Joe's thingy madiggy. Excavation thingy. I don't know how to open those just yet. Forsaken. The Princess in the Tower. I don't... Matchmaker. So that's bakery. All in the family. Okay, so there's a number of things here. The first biomark. Oh! Okay, well, I also need to do that. What's this one? Oop. Alright, how am I... Fishmonk. Trading post. Alright, hang on. Sentimental value. I should really just copy that. Control C. And then, can I open a new tab? Is the question. Guides? Where's the browser? I'm trying to do all this while, like, in the... Ah, there we go. Here's a web browser. And then if I do sentimental value, Dying Light 2, it should tell me where it is. As a quest given to you by Maya, it can be found in Trinity after initially talking, and you'll need to defeat them. Okay, so she's somewhere in Trinity. So somewhere in here. Somewhere in there. Alright, well, let me go through this ball in your court business, because I need to go in that direction anyway. So yay, we're playing the zombie game with all the parkouring. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, hell no.
The fuck?
Surprise,
We got him!
Ready for this?
Ow. Just give me a second. There we go. Ban is defeated. Easy does it. God, the brightness settings really, like, get real dark once there's a fire source right in front of your face. Alright. I don't know how well... This one doesn't have, like, the bumper system, so it's not like I can tell, like... I don't know why, like... That lockpicking game is only fun if you have, like, a bumper system to help... Or, like... Sorry, not bumper. Vibration system to tell you, like, how... Like, to give you a better indication of, oh, more to the left or more to the right. Because I know the Xbox and the PlayStation controllers can do that. Search you, search you. Ignore the dead bodies, chat. They are not important. At least I get some alcohol from them. Alrighty. Ooh, hello. Alrighty, hopefully I'm going the right way? Yes, hopefully so. Past the barrier. Someone down. Oh, hello. You're a problem. So he is that smart. Okay. Ow. Fuck. They're just coming everywhere, aren't they? Heal up real quick. Ow, the fuck hit me? Yeah, get fucked. Just need to. There we go. Stop disrupting my day, please. What the hell is he? There we go. Where's the guy that's on fire? Oh, there he is. Oh, that's just a. This is just a trait the guy has. That's not like anything. That's not him just on fire because someone else burned him. That's because someone else. I just realized I never said anything but set my emote for intros. Hi all. Hi Rippa. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully it's going all right. How are you? Can someone give a shout out to Rippa? I've not had the opportunity of like watching their streams like properly yet, but I know they've been streaming maybe a little while, and they're a cool little, I want to say folks. Okay, maybe I should switch to a different weapon that's not fire related. And maybe wait for him to get out of the fire. Oh. Dude, can you like come down from there, please? You know, make it a little more fair of a fight? There we go. That was bullshit. Yesterday, you modded your N64 on stream and didn't break it, so luckily you didn't immobilize killing a Nintendo live on the internet. Nice work. I know there would have been a number of Nintendo fans who probably would have been absolutely upset with that. I have none of those Nintendo fans, I don't think, however. Alright. So there's the dude down there. Oh, he's still there. Hilarious. Alright, hang on. Crouch under here. Trade with you. I need a... Okay, so I can collect weapon by completing quest, exploring the city, and participating in community events. Yep, thank you. Let's see. Tip, venom, and flame. I'm gonna get the...
That'll take you to a whole new level.
Gonna grab those. Upgrade. Alright, now comes the fun bit. So if I upgrade these, I get to... It gets to heal me for more, which is what I want.
Love that one.
So that heals me for 100.
Happy to make
Duration
a deal.
120. So 2% for every second. Increases the UV radius. Endurance booster.
Kick ass.
Ah, immunity booster. This is what we probably want to increase. Ah, we can't increase it by more. Damn it. Force open. Easy locks. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, well, wish I knew about that, so then now I didn't waste it on all those random things. I am going to need to get a lot of infected tokens from the looks of it. Crafting weapons, let's have a look. So, we got some two-handed blunts, and we got a one-handed signpost sign. That gives us slashing, durability, number of mod slots, two-handed blunt, one-handed. Don't know the difference between them yet. Can't buy it.
Come back anytime.
Will do. In the meantime, Alrighty. Oh, that's where he was. God damn you.
Let's play. Walk away.
You know I'm just gonna kick you. Get ready to get kicked. Kick! Oh wait, kick! Kick! Kick off the edge. Monday is being Monday, you know how it is. Thank you for the SO. I still need to go back into Goose Goose Dust and do the gambling Dazzy was talking about. Yes, the classic Aussie pastime, gambling. Well, awesome. All right. There we go. Hey there, Luna. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? You doing all right? Oh yeah, these zombies have like a trait where they're like stronger in the dark / nighttime. If I can aim. There we go. Man, it's so fucking gruesome. The average Aussie. Wow, Las Vegas is so evil. Look at all those casinos. Meanwhile, they're smashing another ciggy, paying the pokies. Look, here's the thing is, I think the Australians that don't like traveling would actually enjoy Las Vegas unironically. Like, I don't think they understand just how much, like, you have all this different kind of food available for you. You have pokey machines beyond the dozen. Like, the only thing it doesn't have is, like, regular horse racing, gambling kind of things there, or a lot of the other sports. It's like all the gambling that gets done is, like, done on the floor and shit like that. And if you look at the stats, like, everyone thinks Americans are like, oh, they're a bit gambly heavy. No. Australians. They're like, America has like maybe a couple $1 million like in gambling and debt and what have you. Australians, it's more like $1 billion. Australians have a lot to, there's a lot of money in all the horse races and sports, whatsamahoozies and such like that. It's why like the few times that Australians get together for sport, or actually, let me rephrase that. The few times Australians have gotten together and made a holiday out of something isn't for the state of origin. One of the biggest, oh, there's a distress call from someone. Australians have not made a public holiday for state of origin. The Australians, however, have made a public holiday, at least in Melbourne, for Melbourne Cup Day. Now, you may be wondering, Grant, the fuck does Melbourne have a cup for? Wouldn't Queensland, like Brisbane or the Gold Coast or all these other, like, awesome city-states have them? No, only Melbourne has a cup day. The reason for that is because there is a day where instead of having 8 horses racing at a horse event, they have 16, which, you know, fucks up all the, you know, algorithm, like, you know, chances and what have you. So then everyone in Victoria takes part in this one event on the day where basically even like people in Queensland, we're aware of the day and we get like a good like an hour or two off because, you know, 2 p.m. rolls by and it's like, ah, yes, the Melbourne Cup race is about to begin. One of these 16 horses will get to the finish line. And everyone in Australia is fucking bananas for it for whatever reason. And that is the only time the Victorians will take a day off. Not for state of origin. Queensland and New South Wales do not take a day off for one of the state of origin matches. Instead, they take a day off for horse racing. At least in the US, like, big sporting events, like real big fucking ones, are like, you know, the what's-a-mahoozy? What's the one called with the football? Super Bowl, that's it. Like, Australians just need to do, like, better marketing and shit like that. And the only time I've seen Australians, like, exercise, like, a yearly difference in marketing is when it comes to Melbourne Cup, of all things. They don't do it for state of origin. They don't do it for, like, other kinds of events, unless it's, like, once every 4 years.
I need
Someone give me a follow? Hi there, gay. Welcome to the stream. Yep, he's dead. Welcome to the stream. My name is Grant. Excuse me, let me kill this zombie.
Here you go.
Ow, dick. Give me a sec, I need to hide behind this tree. Hi there, gay. Love it. You can clip it if you want. Like, I know there are some names out there where they normally try and be, like, a little bit funny for the streamer because the streamer will be in autopilot mode and they'll be like, thank you, like, profanity I should not have said on stream. Welcome to the... And then they just, like, go slap and then they're just like, oh, I'm dying from cringe! And then they come back. Ah, yes, Mr. Doze. First name Dill. The Mr. Pickle Man himself. Oh, have you heard of Hugh? Last name Mungus? I can't find the gambling in the Goose Goose Duck. I highly recommend you check out Dazzy. Maybe Dazzy will know where it is, because I don't know where it is. I may live in Queensland. I may understand, like, the whole, like, ah, yes, I'm gonna put a trifecta on the quaddies. This will certainly not turn it into the worst case scenario for me financially speaking as I put my house on mortgage. I may understand those things. I don't understand how to do gambling in Duck Duck Goose. Yeah. Alright, do not jump off that. Grabbed all my things here. Where is... Back away slowly. And find another way in. How the fuck do I get in? Here we go. Damn it. There we go. Mom won't let me choose horses in the Melbourne Cup any. You've had 3 years in a row of winners. Oh, are you that lucky of a winner, my man? Are you a big time winner with your choices? Oop, hang on. And jump. Sup, dude?
How's the leg? No.
Something wrong?
I had a chance to meet the band. They said that you'd plan on cheating Dodger.
Okay. It was only gonna be just this once.
Why would you steal from a man?
Look, I'm living, but I thought just this once I'd pretend he gave me a bump. Maybe get a little...
And the band.
I figured an ambush would sell the story better. But then...
Seems like it. That's what you get.
I wasn't being greedy. Now I gotta... But...
Now they try...
Whew.
I got every...
I'm begging you, don't tell... Please, tell him I'll be back.
Why'd you even get mixed up with lowlives like that?
We only put like $5, $10. That's okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I know there's a lot of memes out there where it's like, oh yes, you know, people quit 95% of gamblers quit just before they win big. Like, I understand that's a meme and shit like that, but gambling is a terrible idea to do if you are not in a financial situation to be able to look at that money and go, it doesn't matter. Yeah. If you're doing it as like a fun casual thing, like, here's the thing. I can get away with maybe $5 in like a silly, because here's the thing is, fun fact, anytime someone is like, bet, I'm gonna be like, you know, $2 to $5. I feel like that's like, at least in my financial situation, I feel like if someone is gonna be like, oh, I bet you can't do 100 squats, I'm gonna be like, bet, $5. I'm not fit, but $5 is $5. Plus, your VTuber is so huggable, in the most wholesome way. Aw, thank you. If you would like to do wholesome hugs, you can do !hugs.
I'll think it over.
Where's my
Come
drink?
on, man.
I need a
Without
drink. Hang
work,
on a second.
I'll starve. I won't even think about doing it again. I swear.
Don't make me laugh. You think I'd take your word for anything after this?
Believe me, I learned my lesson. I'll never do anything like that again.
We'll see.
Alrighty. Plug my leap motion back in. There we go. Alrighty, so we now have to take the delivery back to Dodger. Is there like an easier way out of this place? Yes, there is. Cool. Seriously, the door was just right here? That would have been helpful. Alrighty.
Let me go.
Who said that? Alright, here we go. Jump! Fun fact, I survived that. Alrighty. Forsaken
Yes,
store.
a guy paid me to say I do love wholesome hugs. But the real question is how long the hug will last. Feather inspect.
Depends how long it takes you to read.
You're already a legend in the city, you know?
It takes me a while to read. Don't worry. So, although sometimes I can read fast. I feel like I can read manga faster than books, however. Do you guys find that? Like, if you had to choose between, like, reading, like, a book, reading a manga or a graphic novel, or watching an anime with subtitles, out of the three things, I feel like manga is the quickest one I can read. Because sometimes they'll do a thing where they'll not have a lot of dialogue, but they'll try to do these intricate, detailed fighting scenes, and there may be like screams or something like that, or they're just simply repeating the move that like they've made in dialogue, and I'm just sort of like, yeah, okay, I know exactly what's happening. Luffy just activates his gear and does like a big punch. Okay, yep, cool, skip. Oh, Luffy's punch is even bigger this time. Right, keep on. Yep, okay, he wants to be the Pirate King. Yep. Villain, yep, cool, yep, and done. 19 pages in like 19 seconds. Alrighty, where's Dodger? There he is. Is he gonna be a dick to me?
Aiden, what you got for me?
I found these filters for one.
Hey!
Okay, not
Alias.
setting my world on fire, but I can move those for a nice profit.
How about these? A bottle of cognac and a box of cigars.
Now that's what I'm talking about. You see? I knew there'd be something valuable at that military base.
Mm-hmm.
You see that, Urban?
Why did you have
Can
to do
I
him about
sniff
me?
out the good shit or what? Kick ass. Speaking of...
Hubert broke his leg, so I went and got the goods for him. He could use a doctor, or at least someone to look in on him while he's on the mend.
Oh yes, he'll definitely need a doctor.
What are you talking about?
You know what they say, trust in God?
But break your camel's legs, just in case. Guten Tag.
Oh, he's alive.
What? Hey, this psycho works for you?
Well, two solutions are better than one.
You wanted to kill me?
No, who said anything about killing? I just told Klaus to get the loot. He can be a little overeager at times.
Now,
You jackass.
Oh, come on, don't pout. Look at Klaus. He's not mad about you killing his friends.
It's natural selection. You proved yourself stronger than them.
Yeah, and half the
You
reason...
came in handy after all. I didn't know how to get to Hubie, but then you showed up. I waited until you were gone and paid him a visit.
What did you do to him?
He was in terrible pain because of that broken leg.
And...
So I broke the other one. For balance.
Oh, God.
That's what
At least he's not
when you
dead.
try to screw Dodger.
You fucking out of your mind?
No need to get all broken up about it.
Duralex, Sedlex. The times we live in are ruthless.
I do
and
not
the
know
law
that first
must
comment.
be so too.
He's already learned his lesson.
Why does he have chainmail over his left nipple? That's probably just the part that's scratched off. Maybe all of it has
How many
chainmail.
people half-assed has conned? People who are also just trying to get by. Who have families to feed. He's been asking for trouble for a long time. He got what he deserved. And he won't scam anyone ever again.
Duralex.
Remember, rules are rules. With the whole world collapsing, we need them more than ever. Without them, we'd be no better than a pack of rats.
Did you call this following the rules? Your rules? You won't get away with this. Carl will hear the whole story.
Carl? He won't dare touch me. I know too much about him. I know too much about everyone. Even Lucas respected me.
Who do you think is behind his death? Barney? Sophie?
Barney and Sophie are just a pair of
Oh yeah, we
kids
were meant to be
playing in a
we're meant to
sandbox
be
that's too
investigating
big for them. On the other hand,
like the murder of a police
they are
officer
really
or something like
fucked
that.
up. You never know what might pop up in their heads. I know one thing though. Curiosity killed the cat.
Thanks for your
But
concern.
satisfaction
but I
brought
don't
it
need
back. The next time
I
anyone...
saw the
Hang on, shut up,
potential in
game.
you.
The next time someone tells you the quote, curiosity kills the cat, just remind them that that's only the first...
Be so fine. Then boom. Morning.
The next time someone tells you curiosity killed the cat, remind them that the other half of that quote is, but satisfaction brought it back. You are rewarded for discovery and learning things new. It's not an instant death sentence to ask questions and to try and find new ways.
And how did I do?
Oh, you're something else. You lied. A martyr, maybe.
At least I'll have a clear...
No one has a clear cut. And since you're... What have you been getting up to, Pilgrim?
Next time?
Feisty.
I've never believed the nightmare.
Alrighty. And I've got a point I can put into a melee, which I'm going to put into this one. Okay, at least my health has slowly been going up. But yeah, it's going to need to go up like a lot higher sooner.
Just fairy tales. He's a murderer! A whim of circumstance. Always knew it.
Alrighty. Sell the valuables. Meat bait. A mine. Some thingies. Torso add-on. Antiseptic wipes. Healing effectiveness is plus 2%. Sensor range increased. Damage resistance in the night. Less parkour. More thingy. Camo joggers giving me more parkour XP. Hi there, Zapper. Just like the second half of Jack of all trades, master of none is better than being a master of one. That is also true. Hi. There is a lot of just remind them to satisfy a cat. No, but remind them that that satisfaction in the curiosity is what brought the cat back. Another one that is also, this one's like, we don't really have a proper source for it, but you know how people say blood is thicker than water? A lot of the times that commentary of blood is thicker than water is normally towards the insinuation of like, oh, family ties are more important than the friendships that you just, you know, share air and drink or what have you. That is not exactly the entire quote. The entire quote is, the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which indicates that the ties that you make through like brotherhood and fellowship, you know, ties, blood of the covenant, are stronger ties than, you know, just these weird ties of, oh, you're just family just because someone is your sibling or your mother. It's like, that's not enough. There needs to be a lot more to that familial relationship than just like, oh, family. So yeah. I see ya, that boy. I see ya, boy. You're gonna make me do squats the next time advertisements go off. I don't want to purchase any of these. Alright. Let's see. Sell. What can I get rid of? Perfect for emergencies. Alright, let's get rid of this. One ham, dude. Dun 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 dun. Sorry, I'm just like cleaning up my inventory. Oh, I've started getting like rank 3 stuff. That's good. That is really good. Alrighty, might as well buy all these supplies. They'll be useful. And it saves me having to like run around for them. Ow! Hitting me with a fucking pipe, are you? Alrighty.
I don't trust
you. Want to get sent to bed?
I don't know what Sophie's thinking.
Everything alright?
Can't find your kids?
They went out to play earlier and haven't come back yet. Usually they come right away when I call.
He'd never.
Boys!
He certainly
game's
would.
Over. Come at Mo! Scott! God!
Skipping all this.
Alright, I can try to find them.
What? A pilgrim? You're lucky this is about my children.
I just want to help. Where should I
Right here. They sometimes play with this filthy little boy by the church.
Alrighty, true friends. Alright, now we gotta go find a quote-unquote filthy boy.
We citizens have
That's
seen it
not
all.
gonna be
Why don't you move
problematic, is
along,
it?
Pilgrim?
Alright, so they're somewhere on the outside of these walls.
I hear the butcher's men are high on some
What
kind
about
of weird
vegetables?
drug.
There's not enough nitrogen. You have to improve your soil.
Buddy?
Hey, I'm looking for two.
Mo? He's my new best... After Buddy, of course.
You seen him today?
Today? No. But he and Scott started coming to play with me and Buddy. Buddy didn't trust him at first, but now... Oh, you know Buddy? Haven't seen him. Pretty big, thick black fur. Chases balls like a puppy, but he's pretty...
No, but I didn't think pets were allowed. What about Mo and Scott?
Who knows? He shows up here every day. I take him home, but my uncle... Maybe one... Hey, did you know it's not true that dogs only see in black and white?
It's not?
I have 2 toy balls, and Buddy always fetches the...
Look, amazing stuff, but I gotta take off for now. I have to find Scott and Mo.
You bet it's amazing. I know a whole lot about dogs. Did you know a dog can make as many as 10 different noises?
That
Oh,
sounds a
Buddy.
bit too many.
Where is that dog?
Listen, kid, I don't...
Okay.
I didn't... That's... Never mind. Look, I'll let you know if I run across Buddy. Meanwhile, I have
It's
to find
like
Scott and
bovids,
Mo.
there's color missing, but they can see quite a bit.
got an idea.
Yeah, so with us, like,
bizarre
we
game,
see
of
with like
course.
3 different color signals. Dogs and cows, you're saying, are like 2, isn't it? So...
Why would Mo and Scott be at the bazaar gate?
I don't know. I'm talking about there's bones all over the place. Buddy digs like...
Wait, any...
If you want...
Emotional
alright, cool.
damage.
Tapes inside.
Alrighty. Open the thingy diggy. King William X Road. Wait, does my map tell me the roads? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I just need to go by this marker then. Thought we could go by something a little more, but I guess marker is gonna have to do. Jump. Jump. Jump.
Now, cut at an angle, and
Yep, made it. I'm just...
Water tower is impossible to climb.
And then...
You want money? I'll give you money. Just let me go.
Furry Cures
Just jumping.
1221 paid me to say been a while, but Granta's still stinky. That's all.
I refuse such a statement.
Deal with the assholes that hide
Help me out, bro. I'm short a penny for a croissant.
Croissant?
Enjoy the bread while you can, Pilgrim. When we're out of water...
You know me?
Yeah. Let me introduce myself.
Cookie for gay. Guess.
The first post-apocalyptic...
Damn it! I just saw. Guy. Guessing you a guy. Why? Sorry, I didn't mean to see guy and see that as an A. That was my mistake. Ah! Ah! Be sure to clip that with a title.
A dating service? I could...
Oh, I'll gladly explain. Get you up to speed? Oh.
Whoa.
I create... Well, it's my job.
So...
Basic...
I'm just picking up quests. There is no indication of why this quest...
How could that
I don't want to die.
Wait a second.
On now! Let me be. I won't give fire.
Hey, do not take my shirt while I'm hyper himboed.
It'll be no fun to kill me. Let me go. Fucking kill him.
I need you, like, out of the way of the guy.
Hey there, Jack! I didn't see anything! You're safe! Let me go! Don't move!
Oh, shit. Get you out of this while... There we go. There we go. Alright, heal up real quick. Hi there, Savage. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. How is... Ow! You! After I just saved you, you decide to turn infected, you nimmy. Fucking idiot. There we go. Cool, you're dead. Yep, alcohol is always good. Guess he knows a guy. Thank you both of you for the clip. I really appreciate it. I'll definitely check those both out and see which one is gonna go into my TikTok or something or other. I also have in the Discord a channel for you to be able to drop such clips. Where am I going?
Mo! Scott!
Oh.
Scott! You guys here? Your mom's looking for you. Mo! Scott! Mo!
Still nothing.
Mo! Scott!
Go that way! You almost got it!
Oh, I hear the kids. They're not near the big monster. Jesus Christ, you're in a dark zone. That is a...
Your mother sent me. Where's your brother?
Just deleted the one that's worse. There can be only one. Fair enough. Fair enough. If you're gonna if you're gonna look for quality in the clips, I greatly appreciate it. Hi there, Sir Dragon. Which floor is Mo on?
Floor?
Second floor. Please, help my brother.
Go back to the bazaar.
Watch out for...
Yeah, no doubt. Oh, fuck. Now comes the fun bit where... Find Mo on the top floor. Give me a minute. Shit. There's the dog. Hopefully this is where Mo is.
Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe.
This is where Mo is, and we're gonna be in a bit of a problem. Hi there, Mr. Terabad.
It attacked us. The dog's...
You're fine. Your mother sent...
It's back.
Okay, stay.
Don't leave me.
Just keep that door shut.
All right, hopefully the dog isn't gonna turn infected. All right, heal up real quick. Oh boy. Alrighty, Alright, so I can create 2 Molotovs. Alrighty.
Save. Grant. Save.
Yeah, I probably need to fix that. I don't need that redeem. There is no saving feature on this. Sorry. Where is the streamer bot? Platforms. That should. Oh. Why? Guys, are you still there with me? Locked? Give me a second. Something's not working. Oh god. Chat, don't panic. Let's see. So Chrome is doing the thingy-madiggy intro. Okay, let me get rid of intro fighters. Maybe that will help get me some of my resources back. OBS. Hopefully, come on.
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 30 squats during the break.
Alrighty, cool. Alright, nothing is broken. Excellent. I need to do my 30 squats while we have a minute and a half break. So get a drink, stretch, whatever it is you do. I have to do some squats. Big stretch. Big stretch. Big stretch. Alright, here we go, chat. You ready? Squat time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Thank you for the 30 squats. I was able to do the 30 squats before the timer went out. Excellent. And of course, someone goes and steals my shirt. Thank you for the 30 squats, chat. I need to not enable the save your work. Why you gotta go see my zitties? This is... Okay. So we got a big guy. This is gonna be embarrassing as fuck. Alrighty. Because I don't think there's a way to take on I don't think there's a way to take on the big guy. That's the problem. Let's see. Oh, it has to be a big one, doesn't it? Why did you have to go into the... This is not going to be possible while doing a... This will not be possible while doing it in the daytime. Oh boy. Come back at night. Yeah, let's revive at dusk. So then hopefully the area is going to be... And I'm all the way out here. Alrighty, so... It's dusk, which means night is coming. I'm gonna be real. I don't yet know how to get off from that place. I don't know how to get down from here without it being like a major problem. There we go. That wasn't as much of a problem, but now I need to make the time. Get off me, damn zombie. Oop. Wrong way. Alrighty. Okay, so they're down. Alright, it's technically nighttime. Nope, not that kind of nighttime. Shit. Alright, let's see if it's changed. Nope, it hasn't. Alrighty. I'm gonna need to go a bit of a distance. Alright, so... Alright, let's see if we can get to this thing and kill it stealthily. Alright, that wasn't stealthy, but we still got it, so... hopefully that was a far enough distance to revive everything. Or to, you know, at least get the... Because, like, that particular, like, big, muscly looking dude with all the plates, that's a big bad that we're not actually able to kill or what have you. They are very strong, and I don't think there's a way for me, even with, like, a UV light, to, like, shine it into their faces. So... Let's see. Is he still there? Yeah, he's still there. Alright, let's have a look. So, I need to... Maybe if I make it to a safe... Maybe if I make it to this safe house, then... So I'll attract his attention. There's two of them. Yep. Starts the hunt. Hi there, DJ. Welcome to the stream. Do you wish you were a himbo, DJ? Is this working? Alright. Completely overshot that one. Dunk. So yeah, that guy. Big problem. Because if we get... Because getting hunted by them is a bad idea. Oh, no! Did I enjoy Baldur's Gate 3? Yes, I did. I have been enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. I've been playing it with Code the Yoshi. We're going to be playing it on Fridays, actually. That's the next time we're gonna play is on Friday night. Alrighty, now run, avoid the big scaries. Might have to go with the ground. Oop. Oh, not a high himbo rating, but you can do better one day. Come on, climb up. There we go. Oh, make us DJ. 76% cute. Nice work.
You gotta get the lights back on!
Oh, that's what they do. That's what the thingy-majiggy does. Okay, cool. Come on. No, damn it. Because I accidentally threw that. Alright, turn on the engine before anything else. Get going, get going. Fix this. You've been having bad cute and himbo ratings. There's nothing to fix with our robot. The robot is perfectly fine as is. You just need to, you know, get swole.
Here.
Alrighty, open this up, grab use. How do I get into you? Alright, well I'm not getting your reward, so... Alright, hopefully the big guys aren't there. Nope, the big guys are there. This is gonna be unfortunate. I don't know if there's a way for me to be able to like actually defeat those with the equipment I have. And it's a little annoying because that's a side quest of all things. I should be able to take on such that I should be able to at this level. There we go. I survived that. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully it isn't a case of like those big guys are gonna be in there on every spawn because I went in there when they were in there. Let's see, can I get in from this side? Maybe that's the trick. Nope. Doesn't seem to be. You're better off pursuing more in return because I did the same as you did, but once I progressed a bit, then I was able to defeat them easily. Alrighty then, sounds good. Let's respond to Dawn, continue on, because that wasn't one of the side missions that will go away with the story or what have you. So, yeah. I just need to figure out a way to get down from this fucking, like, from this fucking place. Oh, Jesus. Oh. There, alright. Respawning at the last story point is the better option. Alrighty. Open you up. That way I'm able to just tuck and roll. I have the tuck and roll. There's a certain height, there's a height limit to the tuck and roll. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello.
Am I seeing things?
What the hell is that? That's you don't want to mix it up. You kidding me?
There we go. Easy. Yep.
You dumb motherfucker! Take this! You on there, fucker! Got you now!
Come on, do it.
Motherfucker!
And of course, someone drops like the crazy juice. Where's my weapon? There we go. Alrighty, you go into there, and you go into here. There we go. Alright. The whole reason I was doing that, like, side mission is because I was trying to find a side mission that gave you, that was, like, you know, unretrievable. Like, there was a point of no return if I went through Water Tower, I think it was. So, or it could just be a case of, hang on. Journal, Water Tower, tracking. I reckon there is a game of, like, the floor is lava in this game. Because of, like, pipes like that. Go. Alright. Yeah. Running in the 90s, da, 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 da. Picking up bees and resin. Where are the fucking bees? There's the bees. Sod CGD, thank you for the follow. Hopefully I was able to say that correctly. Jump. The kid's locked up in a room. He'll be fine for a while.
Something inhibitor container detected.
It's taller than I thought.
Won't end well for you. Next move carefully, asshole.
Damn. Sophie, Jack and Joe are in the tower. They're gonna blow it up.
Dear God. If they do, we will have no water source. Come on, Aiden. The tower is mined. Try to disarm the charges.
Alright, now the question is where's the others? Or can I just, like, go at this at a leisurely pace? Because if I can go at this at a leisurely pace, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna start looking for all the different thingy-majiggies I can pick up, like this thing. Oh, turn on the flashlight, that would help. Alright, so there's one explosive. Is this another door I can unlock? No, there isn't.
Inhibitor container nearby.
That wasn't meant to happen. Alright, cool. So that's just in cases. There we go. Why is it button mashing? Oh.
No, you're gonna kill us. No one will. Give me the detonator, Jack. No, we were supposed to take tribute. Just collect money. Jack, give it back. They'll get what they deserve. They will die. Jack, I'm warning you.
Got it. And the water is safe.
Excuse me while I pick up this thing. Yay, 2 inhibitors. Do they always give it in pairs? Yeah, it looks like cheesing it is the case.
Made it after all.
Alrighty. Going the long way around because I don't want to have to break boxes to get to where I need to go. Alright, here we go. Open? Hello? This is where I'm meant to go. It isn't like there's another way up here. There we go. I just had to wait for something to load. This is gonna be a funny moment. If they respawn me at the top of that crane for whatever reason. Maybe you should go to sleep if your sister is sleeping as well.
Jackholes or the PK. They'll be on us the moment we come down from here, buddy.
Fuck, we lost it, man. We lost it. We can't fight everyone.
That's why it's time for fireworks. Nobody's getting out alive.
Joe, I don't want to die, you asshole.
Alrighty.
Who's there?
What's up?
Stop! Or we'll blow the goddamn tower, I swear!
We don't want to do that.
I found the bombs. Let's talk.
The time for talking is over. We're gonna fuck this place up.
You're not listening. You're done.
I want it to be over. And to leave the city safely.
Help me, and I'll help you.
You're fooling yourself, Jack. Nobody's letting us out of here alive.
Look, I am a pilgrim.
Let's just blow it up already.
I dare you. I know you won't do it.
Don't listen to him, Jack. It's over. Fuck it up!
I don't know. I'm scared. Joe, wait. Joe. Hey, isn't that the pilgrim who showed up at the bazaar recently?
Maybe. Pilgrim or Pope. So what?
I don't know if a
Don't
Pope
you
would
get
help
it?
you in this
If
situation.
he's a pilgrim, he can get us out. Lead us out of the city to someplace safe.
I don't trust that fucker.
You don't trust anyone. I told you to play nice with Barney when we had the chance. Fucking listen to me for once.
Well, play nice with Barney? What for?
To make him get the fuck out of the bazaar. After what we found out from the peacekeepers.
We tipped off the fucker. Gave him a chance to run. But he thought he was too clever for that.
They warned Barney. About what?
Well, about Lucas wanting to take him in on weapons charges, among others. But set a trap for him for weeks.
Ah.
And instead of politely getting the fuck out of here, he tried to play cute instead.
So, Barney knew Lucas was after him.
The moron wanted to start a war in old Villador.
And you ask me, war's the last thing we need. Money, crystals, that's a different story.
That's why I tried to put an end to that rabbit dog and his sister. So, Pilgrim, will you get us out of the city or what?
Calm down, Joe.
I won't fucking calm down.
Get us out of the city, Pilgrim, to the nearest safe settlement. And no one will die here.
I can get you out of town, but first I have my own business to take care of. You need to hide somewhere and wait.
Sounds like a huge risk.
No risk, no gain.
He's lying, Jack.
There's no other way.
Fuck! I don't like it. I fucking don't. But okay. We'll be waiting for you in the tunnels near the Tango Motel. We'll give you a signal when we get there.
Good choice. Now give me the detonator, Jack.
Zeebs is a cutie.
I deny that statement. Yay, we got the detonator! Alrighty, grab this, grab this. Empty bottles, we can't use those. Those are like, you know, quick throws. Oh, we got a tape. The Tourism Office of Vitalure.
So what now, Aiden? Smart guy. Who gets control of the water?
Oh, joy. When you assign a facility to peacekeepers or survivors, they start controlling the zone around it. When a faction takes over a zone, it introduces its structures. Peacekeepers start installing combat-focused traps, while survivors build parkour or helpers that make traversal faster. The more facilities you assign to a faction, the stronger it gets, so it can install even better structures. The current status can be found on the map. Joy. So, we have peacekeepers being a police state. Assign the water tower to a faction and get access to free water sources in the surrounding cities. Zip lines. Cookie for Bookie! Welcome to the stream, Bookie. Alright, so, zip lines to airbags. Landing bags. Cushion your fall. That is so ridiculous. What's this? Survivor Revival. When you fall in a survivor zone, a helping hand will revive you close to a point at which you fell. So that's a 6-minute cooldown. Improved airbags, air vents that increase your mobility with a paraglider. Upgraded airbags. And two-way zip lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meanwhile, this gives you car traps, the PK Razor cannon, electrical traps, semi-automatic crossbow, and a set of blueprints for unique thingies, Molotov lanterns, pendulum traps, and then UV traps. As cool as it would be to have a lot of these weapons, I'm gonna be real with you, we're not gonna go with the police state. Plus, when it comes to, like, for some reason, the achievements in this game are like, oh, you have to be like 100% into combat or 100% into stamina. And that's the same thing here with this. It's like, oh, you only get an achievement if you go like 100% into like one faction over the other. Yay, we got the water tower.
A pilgrim in the bazaar?
You've unlocked the city alignment zoom level. Press M. Rotate back to open the city alignment zoom. City alignment, yep, cool. Here you can find the various city rewards you receive by assigning zones. To assign a zone, find its water tower or electrical station, activate and assign it to the faction you want to support. Needies. So, Quarry End is Peacekeeper territory, and then these two are Survivor. So this is unlocked water for us here. Zip lines here and here. Nothing there. And then electrical stations and water towers. Sounds good to me.
Hakon.
Aiden, where the fuck are you?
Barney knew Lucas was trying to capture him. Jack and Joe warned him. He could have avoided the trap, but he went into it anyway. That's when Lucas was killed.
Maybe we should check out Barney's hideout at the Hotel Tango.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
I'll make sure the place is safe.
How could you, Anna? Got nothing to say. Let's do some business.
Alrighty.
What can I get for you?
Alright, what can we upgrade?
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 30 squats during the break.
Alrighty, looks like I gotta do some more squats. I need more infected trophies of the uncommon variant, however, to do my upgrades, which is the annoying thing. Big stretch! Wait, didn't I already do the 30... Hang on. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Thank you for the 30 squats. That was a little bit quicker to do than last time. And I think the reason why I still had 30 to do today, or in that advertisement, was because I forgot to set that I completed them. I don't have it as an automatic thing that like, you know, when the advertisement hits, it's like, oh yeah, you're done with those squats. It's like, no, I have to press a button to say that I have done them. Because then otherwise it would have been problematic if I didn't. Alrighty, lockpicking. I still need so many of those infected things. And I don't have enough scrap.
You like shiny and new. Good choice, kiddo.
Alrighty.
Hope you like what you bought.
But it's you who owes me, Teresa. Months of wages.
That's it. Last chance to move your asses out of here.
with my boot.
Oh, that would have been entirely...
You can go search Barney's stuff. The coast is clear now.
Alrighty. Climb up this thing. Oops, something's wrong. Not my problem. Have I unlocked this windmill? No, I have not. Okay. Looks like we got a windmill to activate. Oop. For a second there, I thought I had to... Thought I had to, like, you know, hold on to it. But this looks to be an easy windmill. Do not do this at home. Do not do the, like, just putting in a block of iron as your, like, alternative resistor. That will not end well.
I think I'm gonna settle by the windmill, now that the juice is back.
Additional structures. A shit ton of them.
Brand new! How can I help you?
Let's buy some... Oh, that's expensive. No thanks.
You'll love that, baby. Definitely. A fine selection.
I have no clue how much money I have. Oh, there it is. 9,680. Okay, so I do have money.
You got, I need.
Let's start.
Been looking for
selling
those.
Some uncommons.
Just what I need.
Plenty of the rares, virals, howlers, and spitters. Meanwhile, the uniques are chargers, demolishers, and volatiles. Uh-huh.
Do come again.
Oh, new ability. Faster climbing. Safe landing increases the height from which you can land without taking any damage. Wall running, wall combo, enemy jumping, bash, dash, double jump. Reach even higher while jumping off of obstacles. Let's go with the safe landing because I have been falling on my ass a number of times. Oh, Jesus. Oh boy. That would have been a problem.
Aiden, I saw Sophie and her men near the water tower. So the place should be empty now. But I don't know when they'll be back.
Nope, just climb up the ladder, you nimmy. Oh, I gotta open this thing again? I unlocked it the first time. Yay, crystal dust. Exactly what I need. It's not really. I don't know what I need. Empty bottles.
Oh, this place is a pigsty.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shithole.
That ain't no proof.
Alright, let's see what's in here. Oh.
Here's something.
Is that skin?
Fuck! That's human skin!
And you're still holding on to it!
Hakon, I found the tattoo they cut out of Lucas. Damn freaks.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
Get the hell out of there! We delayed already.
Why are you going through my sister's stuff? Didn't know they were hiring pilgrims as housekeepers in this hole.
Are you shedding skin, Barney?
What the fuck is... We didn't...
A little piece of Lucas to remember him by, you sicko?
Fuck you. Nice try. But that ain't mine. I'll kill you, you son of a bitch!
Oh my...
Give the water to the PK dogs, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna have a fun time.
Raider's got a duck.
Stop it!
You're gonna
What's
have to
going
explain
on here,
yourself,
for fuck's
Sophie,
sake?
or it's
Are
Barney.
you nuts?
I very much feel like it's Barney.
He's setting us up. This fucking pilgrim is framing us.
What is he talking about, Aiden?
I found the proof. Hidden among your things.
Proof? Of what?
You cut the tattoo from Commander Lucas's arm. After his death? Or when he was still alive?
You're out of your mind. I didn't do it.
Maybe you didn't. But your crazy brother?
Barney's not a psycho. We have nothing to do with Lucas's death.
I'm going to Ader. I've got the proof he's looking for.
Aiden, it's not us. Nobody at the bazaar will believe you.
Then where did this piece of skin come from, Sophie?
Could have been planted to set us up. Ever think of that?
Who would do that? And why?
And it's in a
To
spot
distract
that you,
everyone
like, you
from
know...
the real killer. Who gained the most from killing Lucas?
You guys.
Who had the most to gain?
If it was that easy for you to get in here, then someone else could have come in here before you and planted that.
Doesn't matter. This is between you and Ader now.
Wait! Please. Ador doesn't care about the truth. He doesn't care about finding the real killer. He's only looking for a reason to raid the bazaar.
It's not my war, Sophie.
No. But you'll have blood on your hands. Blood of innocence. Someone is setting us up. Someone clever. We're not sadists who would skin Lucas, Aiden. And you know it.
But I know that you want to get rid of the PKs.
Yes. And we will get rid of them. But not like psychos and assassins, Aiden. Believe me, this is a setup. I'll help you get to the center. I promise.
How?
By getting rid of the biggest problem of this land. The PKs.
That seems dangerous.
We've been preparing for this for a long time. I'll tell you everything when I'm ready. Stay close to your radio, Aiden. Time to make some changes around here.
Is the skin still... No, the skin is not there. The skin is just, like, gone fucking missing now. Annoying. Ugh. Wait for Sophie's call. Yay, cool. Alright. Whole ton of different territories. A water and lightning challenge. Oh, sentimental value. That's what we need to deal with. That was one of our missions that was gonna be, like, unable to do once this mission was done or something. I found the mission. Jump. Now we just gotta climb up this fucking hill. There we go. Up the tower we go. And onto the zip line. Oh, Jesus. Fuck! I didn't mean to, like, jump at that moment and be like, ah, yes, I'm just excitedly pressing the jump button. I'm not that stupid. Well, okay, maybe I am at that moment, but it's not going to be a repetitious thing, I should add.
I checked the insulation yesterday, and it break down.
It tends to happen every now and then.
Oh, so I did go the wrong one.
Good. No, great.
There we go.
Hey, little one. How are you?
I'm not little.
You
But
look
hey,
small.
wait. We've met before. I'm Aiden. No,
My
what are you doing here?
looking for band, but I'm hiding from the.
Ah,
They stole lots of Oh,
Dick, you're done following us around, you little shit.
Yeah.
Told ya.
You're dead, kid.
All right, looks like we're
Don't
going to be
worry.
fighting some bandits
How about I
to
beat 'em
protect a
up?
little girl.
hide.
There we go.
Try this on for size. How you like me, Nipper?
There we go. Easy. That was an easy one.
That was amazing.
And they're the ones
No, there were more of them before.
What's this most important thing they took?
Probably a
My
something
music box.
that.
Why is it...
It belonged to my mother.
Yep.
That does sound...
You need to find it, and the bandits went into that building, overlooking a construction site on William the Ninth Road.
Whoa, 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 little... Don't worry.
If the music box.
Oh, I know that. I know that
What?
tune. It's like Hush. It's like Hush Little Baby or something like that. I know the tune. This is gonna be an easy find.
No, you are so fucked. Yeah, baby.
There we go.
Just let me go. It's easy.
Pick up some bees. Bees, shrooms, chamomile, and feathers.
I'm nothing to you. Please, let me go.
Herb, diarrhea? You're on your own,
You'll
friend.
find the best stuff here, citizen. A wise choice, citizen.
Buying all the resources, so then that way
Yeah,
I will
that's
never
the
be like short of things.
Told you you'd score, citizen.
Alrighty.
Please, let me go.
Fucking with me?
You're dead. I see you. Joke us, fucker.
I don't know what I just said.
That's alright. You don't need to elaborate. Blue never knows what they're saying.
Aiden, this is Sophie. Come to the bazaar.
Yeah, I'm a little busy right now,
Ready to
Sophie.
get me to the center?
I'll tell you everything when you get here. Hurry up.
Yeah. How about later? I'm in the middle of something right now. Man, these things take quite a bit to go down. Yep, you're good. Oh, Yes, please. Alrighty, over to sentimental value before we go on. A lot of parkouring. Dun, 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 dun. Here. What is it with side quests wanting me to be in, like, dark and dangerous places? Like, I can't go to them in the daytime. That's a death sentence.
Again. Catch you stealing, you lose a hand, pal. No order without strict laws.
Yeah, cool. Noted. Gotta go to a horseshoe. Alright, I need to find a bed so I can make it to midnight.
No rush, no hurry. Jeez, I'm hilarious. Very interesting.
What's so interesting?
What? Wait. Aren't you? You're not scared of the infected, are you?
Are you scared?
Most people are. Not everyone comes as close to the infected as you. Sorry, I haven't introduced myself. The free people call me Mr. Z. I went into hiding to devote my life to researching the infected and keeping records of everything we can learn. Yes.
What do you need?
To do my research, I need eyes in the field. But obviously...
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you. Certainly you've noticed what happened.
That'd be a banshee.
Yes, that's consistent with my research. I observed another infected type. It prefers to avoid humans. I know how that sounds, but you must have seen something like that. Moreover, when retreating, it leaves...
Bolter?
Yes. The next one is a bit complicated. It creates a toxic mist around other monsters, and some survivors...
Oh, Revenant.
That's the one I was talking about. My theory is that it evolved to develop a... And which type of infected would you say has...
Definitely.
Suicider it is. Well done. As a token of my appreciation, here's... Oh, and check this out. I created this deck of cards a while back, featuring some of the most dangerous infecteds.
Neat!
To help people know when... here's my favorite one.
Nice. Oh, I got myself a Gravedigger blueprint as well, which looks very... It looks very similar to... Have you guys heard of the, World War Z? Not the movie, not the one with Brad Pitt, but the one... But the book. The one that, was written by Max Brooks. The same guy who wrote the Zombie Survival Guide. They talk about, like, in their thingamadiggy, like something called the digger, which is basically like just it's just a spade that they've sharpened, so then that way it does multiple tools of the trade, including killing zombies.
There have been several reports.
Now, where is the option to wait? I need to find. So there's all these safe zones, but I need. It's probably the water tower. I probably need to go to the water tower in order to... Yep, and it's right there.
Inhibitor container detected.
Yep, come on. Let me get to the water tower. Oh, jeez.
Check my stuff out. Looking for something special? You know your business. Happy to trade. Decisive.
Grab all this nonsense, so then that way I have it at the ready for crafting purposes. I am so glad for RPG systems that just decide to ignore the weight limits. There's no need for it. Not in a single-player game like this when you can be doing whatever the fuck you need.
Protect our crops from the winter cold.
What's your thing?
Normally, I like a cat. Can you believe? No.
Cool. Alrighty. I now need to find a bed, so then that way I can sleep to the next day. Might be all the way up here. Yep, wasn't that far off. Good for me. I just need to find the door. There's the door. Hi there, Masonic. You awaken indeed. Alrighty, so these things can be, Alright, dismantle you. The nailed stick will key... No, we won't. Trick-or-treat pack. Pack contains many trick-or-treat consumables. Alright. Let's see what it redeems. You receive the trick-or-treat pack. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Is it my imagination or is it stronger? I get high on my own supply. Now that's what I call a zip line. I see the world from a different perspective. I am not going to be turning those things on this run through. Time to wait until nighttime. Alrighty, chat. Here we go. You get a bonus for doing things at night. That's obvious. But you also can only get into certain areas without too big of a risk at nighttime. Poppy, thank you for the shrooms. Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Don't make me send you to Jesus myself.
Nah, you can do that. You can try. That's it. There we go. Shit. Don't bonk me while I'm trying to do important shit. Alright, so I need to get in there. Alright, so the door should be on the other side. The peacekeepers are here. Fuck, where's the door? Oh, it's over there. Come on, come on, break you down, break you down. There we go. There we go. Now we need to find a music box. Open you up. Nope, nothing special in you. Alright, we're going to go up a floor. Can we go in through the hole here? Yes, we can.
The music box melody seems to be coming from that infected.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why was the big one there? The big one wasn't meant to be there. The big one's meant to be, like, wherever the fuck else. Jesus. That's a problem. Oh boy. Would be nice if you crouched. God damn you. Hunt is over. Excellent. Okay, why can't the hatches on this side be open? It would make my life just a little bit easier.
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 10 squats during the break.
Alright. I'm probably going to get these 10 squats done real easily, and there's going to be a lot more break time. So, here we go. Let's see how quickly I can do these squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy. An easy 10 squats right there. How's everyone? Who here is subscribed right now and isn't having to deal with an advertisement right now? Color me curious. Where is my thingies? There's my thingies. Excuse me. There we go. Alrighty. Is there an advertisement still going off? Only for another second, and we're good. Alrighty. I'm gonna need some Molotovs. I don't have a lot of alcohol, however, so... Oh, God. not J. H. Yes! Got him. Alright, so it looks like the NPC guy, or the dangerous fella, was not there this time around, so that's a plus. Now I just need to do the other kid mission, so then that way, because if... Oh, hello. Ooh, lockpick. Yes, please. A combination safe, and it has a lock. Yep. Old world accessories. Thank you very much. There we go. Alrighty, let's see if we can find the, Oh, that was such luck. Alright, this is a hard one now. Let's see how we go with this one. Alright, so it's nowhere on the left. I just realized I said left instead of saying there was nowhere on the right. Old world vodka, cool pipe, and an old world whiskey. Would be nice if I could just get, you know, normal alcohol, but I suppose we gotta do with what we gotta do. Alrighty. Search this. More old world vodka. Awesome. Alright, so that gets that out of the way. There's a boss, so that's a boss over there. Stolen goods. True friends. Alright, so we need to head to True Friends, which is over that way. Oh. Another run. Got a blast. And once again, not only did I jump once off the rope, I jumped twice. But I was able to recover both times this time around, so that was something.
No one can beat.
Hello, Lightning.
Yo, what's up? Shh. Yeah, I'm a fucking legend.
Oh, man, plenty.
Who knows?
I know.
Stop!
Yeah, nah, just get that shit.
No one can beat PK Price. We're always finding stuff on patrol.
Grab the Molotovs.
I saw your eye on that.
Actually, no, that's health. That's not useful. Cleaning supplies, weights. Hey, you've got like 3 bottles of alcohol. That's exactly what we need if we need to make more Molotovs. Sell valuables. There we go.
PKs could really use this, citizen.
Alrighty. This way. Yeah. Alright, how far am I? Not too far, thankfully, and I can also go to the trading post on the left. That would actually probably help me out the most. There we go. Damn, that's a good leap. And I forgot to could jump then. Alright, let's see. Is the blasting guy there? Not this time. Good. Leave that guy burning for a bit. Grab the tools and the jewelry. Sounds good to me. Where is he? Over there. Yep, burn him a bit more. Make him real toasty. Yep, cool. Lighting them on fire, that's a lot better. There we go. All the infected dead. Even the big fellas. And we get ourselves some uncommon, what's-mahoozies. And amazingly enough, my hammer was not fully destroyed during that little escapade, which is also very nice. It's nearly broken, but it's not totally broken, which is what I like. Pick up all this stuff before I have it despawning on me would be great. Yep. Alright, cool. Now we go upstairs and we help the kid. Hopefully the kid is still alive. I do not hear the dog, which is a bit of a concern. It makes me think that the dog might have killed the kid somehow. That is my present worry right now, is that somehow the dog is now responsible for the death of the kid. Nope, the dog is still in pain, but the dog is not, like, infected or anything like that, thankfully.
All right, come on out. It's over now. You're safe.
You sure?
Yeah. Now... But your brother said you were playing with the dog. Mo, whatever it is you've done, I won't judge you. Everyone makes mistakes.
Even me.
I'm not lying.
I make a lot of
telling
mistakes.
Telling the truth. We came here because the dog, he attacked the thing.
There's nothing we can do for him.
You don't understand. We chased him in here because we were hunting him.
Wait, hunting?
For Mom. We don't have nothing. But we didn't want her to go home. And when we saw the dog playing with this kid, Dominic...
Oh no! Fuck! No, I want to save the dog. Don't let me... No! Because leaving the dog is not a good idea. Killing the dog isn't exactly like... This isn't fair! Fuck! We're not killing a dog.
He'll be gone soon. Now get back to your mom.
There's gotta be a way we can save him. I don't think there is anymore, but god damn it. I can't stand being beside it anymore. Like, Alright, let's get over here. Alright, what other missions do I have that have to happen at the night? The matchmaker. Oh, actually, no, that's not something that requires to be done at night. This is something that requires to be done at night, however. And, yep, it's at a difficulty level that I can actually manage. Alright, let's see how we go. Up we go. Bonk. Where the fuck am I?
Some days, I wonder.
Looking to trade?
What's the point of all this, you know?
Good trade.
More alcohol. Yes, please.
Good for you.
And sell the valuables.
Always need this.
Alrighty, check the card. I need to go.
I knew this old couple.
Actually, I need to go that way because I wanted to go to the dangerous building.
80 years old. They were still in love.
Pick up the honey and poppy and chamomile because that's always useful for healing purposes. Oop, there we go. And then alright, so I need to get up there. Alright, let's see how best way to get up there. Yep, probably through. Oh. Alright. Across here. Up here. There's the door. Open this up, and we're gonna start making our way down this tower. So many side missions to do in this mission, or in this game. I love it. Like, I know there was like a lot of flack given to this game for being like, oh, there is over like 400 hours to play this game if you want 100% completion. And, you know, that's not really important to some games, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild probably takes hundreds of hours to 100% complete it, but there is nothing that is marketed where it's like where 100% completion is the best completion. Nothing of that sort. Everything about it is like, look, you just need to defeat Ganondorf. How hard can it be? Yay, there is an advantage to doing this in the daytime. This is going to be an easy peasy lemon squeezies. There we go. Bonk. There we go. Strangle you. Yay. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I got an achievement for actually like doing a number of takedowns. I wish I could do the takedowns faster though. Like, I think there is a thingy-majiggy for like doing them like super fast. Using a throwing knife to perform a faster takedown on an unaware enemy. It can also be used to quickly escape a biter's grab. Press while performing a takedown when grabbed by a biter. Cool. I just need a lot more health in order to do those abilities, which is going to be the bit of the sucky part, so... Because I want to get this to, like, you know, 100% completion before I move on to health. Because, you know, XP achievement reasons. There we go, and... Thank you. Alright, so thingy-majiggy is in there. Yep. Alright, let's just go for this then. Oh, it's on the other side? Fuck you. Alright, let's see how... If I can move faster in stealth, I will most certainly do so. Knowing my luck, it's probably like a... Knowing my luck, it's probably like some leggings that will give me like the faster movement while in stealth. Alrighty. Ding, ding. Alright. Ding, dong. And we can upgrade one of our thingy-madiggies. We're gonna go with stealth again. Oh, sorry. We're gonna go with stamina again. 26 levels to stamina. This is gonna take a bit. Inventory. Let's see. Is there a better mask I can wear? Cookie for furry cures. Hopefully it's going all right, furry cures. Parkour XP. 3.3. Combat XP. Much rather, actually, because that... Yeah, I suppose. And then these guys are... HII. Combat damage. Yep, no, nothing new to you. Stamina regeneration. Alright, healing effectiveness increased to 3.7%. Stamina cost for parkour is decreased. Damage resistance at the night is increased. Parkour experience is increased. The only thing that goes down is the damage with parkour attacks and health regeneration speed. I'm gonna pick this. Like, it's probably the better option for now. Alright, you, however... Resistance at the night, damage, and health regeneration speed. All of these are more desirable. And I don't see anything for moving faster. Yeah, you should be good as is. Alrighty. Is there a way for me to repair you? Ooh, grip. Here we go. Make your increasing its damage. And it increases its durability, which is nice. So, that's cool. Is this a two-handed? It is? Okay, hang on. So, and then to you. And then you stay as the thingy. And then you go as the purple. Because the purple does the shocking stuff. Alright. Gravedigger. Let's see, what can we apply to you? Flame. A blast mod. 10, 4 seconds, and 8%. 10, 4 seconds with a cooldown of 180. Crit mod activated on critical hits. And then this charges over time. Apply shock. Which can slowly spread. Crit chance. Crit chance. Let's do the spark. And another spark. That's a crazy looking weapon. Alright.
Calm your rice paddy.
You calm your rice paddy. Puff some shrooms. There is no benefit to me turning on my flashlight if I need to be stealthy. Go. Thank you for the cans. Alright, level 1. Yep, so that opens that, so then that way there's a way for us to get in here. Button mashing. 1,221 to say go suck a lemon. You go suck a lemon if you don't mind me saying. Alrighty, so we got that door over there. Strangle you. Thank you. This is so then that way I don't have to deal with you if I try to, you know, open it from here. Nope, locked from the inside. God damn it. You couldn't make it simple just this one time. And I need to be mindful of this skeleton boy over here. Come on. Start moving.
Emotional damage.
It is emotional. Do not. There we go. There we go. Oh. Alright, now we start getting violence. These guys would have uncommon stuff, but I guess not. Come on. Die. Die, zombie. Yep, hopefully zombie's dead. Locked from the inside, which means opening it from this side. Nope. 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 Ah. Come on. Don't have all the time. There we go. Alright, open this. Okay. That was luck.
Container nearby.
Lucky me. Antiseptics, immunity booster. Oh, I forgot about the damn crystal that was here. I got 50 seconds to get out. Yep, cool. Actually, wait, what am I thinking? There's better things than shrooms to use. Immunity boosters. There we go. Now, where are you? Let's go with the level 5 ones first. Let's not go with that increase. Let's just go with a nice module. Which one is the... Okay, so... That I'm gonna swap to... this one, just so then that way I don't mistake the weaker one for the... Here we go. Okay. You real quick. Alright, now let's try and open... Oh, here we go. Open with a key. Amazing that I don't break the key when doing that. Where it's just like, oh, it's not going all the way. And then I just go 2 hands and... That'll work. Alright, can't open it from that side.
Container nearby.
Fuck. Fuck, it's the big ones. Quickly. There we go. All right. Yay, alcohol. Unfortunately, I have no clue where my next thingy-madiggy is. It's not there. Okay. At least I have opened the bottom floor.
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 10 squats during the break.
Alrighty then, looks like I am doing 10 squats for the break. Big stretch!
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna spit in your mouth.
Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you for the 10 squats. Thank you for the 10 squats. Greatly appreciate it. Alrighty. So, yes, I hear you, but I'm not going to be able to do... I can't do the remaining 2 containers in the middle of the day because those big hunters were there. And I don't really have a technique, so we're going to go back to handing in a number of the main mission, or a number of the side missions, and then the main mission. Ooh, chamomile and some poppy.
Here, it's everything I have on me.
Haven't seen my kids in months because of this ridiculous blockade at the center.
Damn it, I was really hoping to just jump over you, but okay. God rays are getting me. T, how many meters am I away? Only 100. Nice.
Now, cut at an area.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Then leave her.
It's not that simple.
Oh, wrong quest.
You want to live with your mother for the rest of your...
Wrong quest. True Friends, Water Tower, Stolen Goods, and... What's this one? Oh. Search the shop containing food that Kevin left behind. Okay. The first biomarker. Matchmaker. Matchmaker again. Water tower is there. Okay, where did sentimental value go? Like, hang on. Journal. Did I technically complete it when I picked it up? Sentimental value. Yep, completed it, which means I just need to now head all the way back to this bazaar here. Which is going to be which should be an easy enough run to do. Damn, some days I wish I could just auto pick up stuff. Like, why is there this busybody work when it comes to picking up resources in RPG games in this fashion?
Something you like in the bazaar?
Like, oop. Atomic Atomic Heart nearly got it when you could just hold down the grab button and then just look over all the chests and such, but really you could have easily have just done like a hold the button to grab from an area rather than it being a hold the button and then just like look around.
You're practically one of us now.
Alright, sell the valuable shit.
Sometimes if I stand
and I need to talk to the mom to tell her that the kids are back and that they would have...
Sweet weapon you got there, Aiden.
I already checked around the church. Come on, guys. Buddy's your...
Now's not a good time, Dominic.
But what if something happened? Scott, please?
Look, maybe your uncle. He seems like a man of some mean.
Hey, it's you,
Wait, so... Buddy's dead.
Did you know about this?
They lured Buddy away to hunt him, to kill him for food. But the infected were swarming inside the building. Mo explained it to me when I saved him.
Is that true? Was that it?
He's lying.
Mo?
You need to leave.
The kid deserves to know the truth.
Don't make me send you to Jesus myself.
The truth? An honest pilgrim? Oh, that's a good one. People don't...
I can't believe they do that. If they told me they were hungry, I would have helped. Especially for their mom's sake. Thanks for finding Buddy, mister. You're a good guy.
It doesn't feel that way. I wish I could have brought Buddy back, honestly, with me. Like, I would have totally have accepted, like, having to take a little bit of a nerf to my movement if it meant I could, like, work to getting Buddy back.
Morning, Aiden.
Like, he wasn't dead when we left him or anything like that. We probably could have carried him and found, like, there's got to be a vet surgeon alive.
This is madness, Sophie.
Zombie apocalypses always have more vet surgeons than doctors in their little landscape.
Ator may have more men, but we have the home field advantage. Home field advantage? You're crazy. I forbid it. While I lead the bazaar, no one will attack the peacekeepers.
You no longer lead the bazaar.
What?
You're no leader, Carl. Never were. We lost people because of you. Crystals. You almost got yourself killed. My mother wanted a free bazaar, not slaves serving the peacekeepers. I want to restore peace here. You can help me with this? Or leave.
Roger, Humphrey, arrest them. What are you doing? They want to betray the bazaar. Roger!
You have no power anymore, Carl.
You want to be like your mother? You'll have blood on your hands, Sophie. A lot of blood.
Carl is right. We don't stand a chance. Therefore...
What do you mean?
We'll cut off their main source of electricity. They will be driven from the metro tunnels and cut off from the armory.
How does all this get me to the central loop?
Once Ader is weakened, he will retreat for reinforcements. Then you can make it to the central loop, Aiden. But first, we have to blow up the windmill. And fast, before Ader gets wind of what we're planning. Barney, gather our people. Be ready. Roger and Humphrey, go to the armory, provide weapons to anyone capable of fighting. And you, Aiden, go to Alberto and Vincenzo. They'll walk you through the plan.
Okay.
Community and freedom, Aiden. Together, we will win.
Oh, so the game is going to be like this. His name is Barney. The crazy brother, his name is Barney. I do not trust him one single bit. I very much believe that he was responsible for killing Lucas, the leader of the Peacekeepers, previously. And we are right now in a little bit of a kerfuffle where I cannot pick up any of these things with my current health level. Shame. Talk to Alberto. Oh, I gotta go. So yeah, I feel like this game is going to, unfortunately, by giving us binary choice, they're going to, like, they've unfortunately made it so it's like, you know, you got the Peacekeepers who are like, you know, heavily authoritarian, like police state sort of stuff. But then you have these guys, the quote-unquote survivors, who are like revolutionary, who are just basically revolutionists. But the problem is that the revolutionists, when we're coming into it and such like that, this is all going off at a powder keg with the leader of like the previous like head of state, quote unquote, dying, and there's no solution as to where it is. Granted, the head of state was not liked both by the survivors and by some of the more moderate of the PKs. And we're not like continually...
Hey, Alberto!
Continually like investigating.
Flimsy. More fit for a beetle than people.
Yeah, way too thin.
Philistine!
Barney is a dinosaur, like, on television as well, for cute.
Craftsmanship made from the finest quality materials, built from...
Uh-oh, I can almost see the steam pouring from his ears. Look out, he's gonna blow.
Dicks.
Titanium. We reinforce the armor with titanium we pulled from the scrapyard. That's why they're lighter, and better protection. You guys shouldn't be such dicks. Well, why didn't he just say so? We'll see.
You didn't have to. As for you, those two oafs took the last titanium vests.
I'm not here for armor. Sophie sent me.
The plan. My lord.
Not Carl. Sophie.
Windmill. We take...
Bingo! The big windmill that provides power to the... But first, we need the charges that Jack and Joe...
After we blow it up, all the...
That'll allow the infected to attack them. And you have
The central...
The central loop!
It wasn't just you?
How
What
do you
wasn't
know the
just
PK
you?
will withdraw and not
Oh, the
retaliate?
voice crackling. It's doing like that weird thingy-madiggy. This is why I was asking like earlier on during the cinematic thingy-madiggy, because apparently like this was done because of the Are you talking about during this? Hang on a second. So speakers, like there is no audio enhancements on it right now. Like there shouldn't be any. And like going to options and you go to audio, it's like if you're you can toggle this to avoid playing licensed music. Speech 40. Yeah, so
Because Dad designed this windmill. He knows it like the back of his hand. And it's the PK base's only power source. Without it, the PKs won't last another night in Old Villador.
But we must act fast before the peacekeepers catch wind of our plans. So, you win?
Fine. I'll do it.
Okay, go to the water tower. We're going to use the charges that Jack and Joe tried to blow it up with. Let me know once you get there.
Alrighty.
Got to blow up this, windmill. The peacekeepers
Aiden! Did you do it? Did you find the music box?
Yes. And I've come to give it back
yay,
to
we
you.
can give it back.
But I said you could keep it for saving my life. And I mean what I say.
Oh, I believe you. But the way you keep humming the tune from this music box, seems you'd be happier if you had it back. So, it would have a better home with you than with me.
Well, maybe.
I have had it forever. Thank you, Aiden.
Yeah, I was able to do a good thing in a side mission. I wasn't just a dick. Alrighty, so now I need to go to the watchtower. Or not the watchtower, the water tower.
I gave you money to buy water, and what did you do?
Well, the card was good for me. How should I know they were scammers?
Don't make me laugh.
Alrighty.
Give me a break, man.
Parkour. Parkour, parkour! Parkour, parkour. It was just a few seconds. The intention that I have with, like, when I turned off the audio enhancements was that I was under the premise that it would have stopped it, like, entirely. Like, if there is audio issues that you find in the game or something like that, I do kind of, like, wish to know. Like, because maybe it's something that... Because if it was there, like, since the beginning, then it's, like, clearly I need to rethink the game I will play or something or rather, because I can easily, like, just go to a different game in my backlog. Like, we can always try out Final Fantasy 1. And then, like, any other kind of indie games, who knows? But if it only does it, like, briefly or something like that, then, like, maybe I can do a little bit of troubleshooting and figure it out. Jump.
Water for sale.
Shit. What happened here?
That's not good.
Are you kidding me?
I can't get in there the normal way from the looks of it, which means I am going to need a different way in. What the fuck happened here?
What's going on here?
PKs. They've been searching us for weapons. Found our Molotovs and went apeshit, slaughtering everyone in sight.
Who? And
we managed to send some out. The courier's last reported near Star...
Alberto? The charges are gone. I'm going to the Star Square. That was their last check-in.
Oh my.
Exactly.
Ada,
Yeah.
be careful. Someone sold us out.
I imagine it's Barney. No need to, like, be weak-willed about this. Talk to the surviving guard. Alrighty, let's see.
Shit,
Lucky you for having UV lights in here.
Transport. They searched everyone and everything. Eventually, they found the bomb. Someone tipped them off.
They took everything?
Barney.
Dunno. Suddenly, something scared them off.
What? Where are the charges? Hey!
They were in the yard. Come on, maybe I didn't steal all of them. Lucky few of the infected showed up. Everyone scattered, probably leaving the bombs behind. Don't know why they didn't steal them. They were right under their noses. Morons.
Probably that's why.
Fucking hell.
Okay, that's a very high. Get moving. There we go. Oh, that's G, not H. Yep, he's stuck in the pipes. Alrighty. Uncommon, that's what we want. We need a lot of you uncommon, however. Some rare tokens, that's nice. Open you up. Now that we don't have to... Now we don't have to deal with the big bad guy, we can just... Come on. Why does there have to be explosions? There we go. Alright, cool. Some unique and rare infected. Excellent. Oh my god, how many of you guys are there? There we go. God, so many of you. Alrighty, so explosive. So we got one explosive at the very least. How many more are there? Oh my god. Are they just randomly exploding right now? Come on. There we go. So there's another explosive. Hopefully it's just 3. Open sesame. Are you gonna do early Sunday streams? I didn't plan for this week. I think next week I will. Because you are right. I haven't done Sunday streams in a while, especially with my attempt in trying to do... like, you know, 4 streams or less instead of... And also because of the whole... Oh, like, I kind of, like, threw my schedule out of whack by making Wednesdays
Alberto,
an art day. Because, you know, like, it used to be like a Friday to Monday sort of arrangement, which, you know, doing art streams on Wednesdays means that is no longer the arrangement. So I need to fix up, like, how I do those sorts of schedules. Like, I don't know if like, you know, the art stream would work well, like, on a weekend when I want to play video games, but it could I could improve my mood in trying to do, like, art, or maybe I do that on the Monday, you know, like, I either do it because it's an extra day off for me at work, or, like, maybe I do those, like, earlier on the Mondays or in the evenings, because, you know, start of the week, and it's like, oh, I just want to be creative or something like that, and then the Friday, Saturday, Sundays are still, like, you know, video game sort of days, with the Sunday being in the morning. So, but I will be real with you. I do like being able to sleep in on the Sundays again. Like, normally, if I was streaming Sunday morning, I'm waking up at my normal time that I would on the weekdays, which isn't 100% great. But like, with the last few Sundays, unless I was, like, you know, at my parents' or my sister's for some sort of, like, thingy-majiggy on the weekend, like, I am sleeping in until, like, 8:30 or 10. It's amazing. there.
You shit me? You gotta be shitting me. You gotta be fucking with me. Get it? Oh! Ah! Ooh! Ah! This is
There we go.
Gotcha, you piece of shit.
Oh, there you are. Okay, like one hit to the head should be enough. There we go. Or did we do that? Scraps, thank you. Now I just need to wait for this thingy-majiggy to die down, because otherwise I'll get hugely infected really quickly.
Calm your rice paddy.
You calm your rice paddy. I'm doing absolutely fine right now. But yeah. Sunday morning streams, it's a maybe. It is quite the maybe. Because like half the reason I was doing the Sunday morning streams was so then that way there was an opportunity for the American viewers to watch my streams and such, which was, and you know, it was still technically an okay time for the Aussie streamers, but not many Aussie streamers would be up at like 9:30 in the morning for a stream, and 9:30 is like still a late time for Americans as well. Like as far, because like, I think the best case, like the best time if I was to try and stream for the Americans is if I woke up at like 4 in the morning and did like a 5:30 in the morning stream or something nutty like that.
Did you see it?
I see the bandit over there.
I'm finished here. Piss off.
Alright, heal up real quick. Knew it was a good idea to... Double tapping, very effective. Alrighty. Now to... Oop, Jesus. Nearly clipped out of the world from the looks of it. So, yeah. Recepts. Alrighty. That was supposed to... Oh, Jesus.
What the fuck?
There we go. Hey, an uncommon decided to run at me. And then, thank you. I need these uncommon infected tokens, so the more of them I can get, the better. Alrighty. Alright, easy lockpicking, easy done. Easy does it, ding dong. damn it. Alright, I need to get moving. I need to get out of the way. Unless... Here we go, here we go, here we go. There.
Catch this! Get ready to bleed! You have no fucking...
Nice! I was able to dodge that one. Oh! That was cool! I didn't know I could do that! God fucking damn it. Again with the weird infection circles.
What's going on?
I think I just killed civvies instead of bandits then, but let's ignore that. Let's ignore that little mistake there.
Chat has come together and thinks you should do 20 squats during the break.
Alrighty, here we go. Are we at? Yep, we're at break time.
How these guys find creative ways to recycle the things we scavenge.
Just stand in here, so it's safe and you get sound.
Widest variety!
Big stretch! Alright, here we go.
Watch yourself, you hear?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Good
5,
evening, Aiden.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Get what
12,
you need!
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Check out the stalls.
18.
They got all sorts
19,
of weird gadgets salvaged from
20.
remote places in the city.
Thank you for the 20 squats, furry cures. Thank you for the 20 squats.
Aiden, you've been around a while. You're practically one of us now.
What you want, pal?
Resources, please. Always need resources.
Thanks, buddy. Nice.
Nice. Thank you, Furry Cures. I think you were redeeming a lot of those, so thank you.
You'll need that.
Weird that Bone hasn't come in to redeem any of those yet. Thought he would.
Could always use these. Come back for more.
Please, back off. You're making me uncomfortable.
Alrighty. Yum. There we go.
Carved the skin off the commander. Was a certified psycho.
Certified psycho.
Where's your father?
There you are.
Oh, cool. He's alive.
Only 2?
Well, yeah, some of them were blowing up.
PKs took the rest.
Damn, and triple them because of that killing.
No, nitrates. We need fertilizer. The old night runners, they've got everything. And certainly all...
I know a guy. Lives...
Killian, you know...
Hakon's friend, Killian?
Yes!
Another way, thanks.
Buy 1,000 fireworks. Get a move
Actually,
on,
he has-
Pilgrim.
Alright, upgrades. Let's see what we can upgrade. Because if we upgrade this, we can force open easy locks. This does more damage with throwing knives. Increases the duration. I'm gonna upgrade this.
Ah, had your eye on that, did you?
Let's see. Initial explosion is 20 with a fiery thing. 45. Hey, Kituneki! They just got a taste. Ace for watching a Zeebs dump truck working it. Yep, working it. Gotta do my best. Gotta work on trying to get an ass like one of these. How's it going, Kit? First message in the stream and you're like, that's got a taste for some zebra ass. Let's see, we can't upgrade that. We can upgrade the empowerment. Let's see, I think base damage, elemental damage, critical chance. Alright, if we can increase the chance.
Choice, son. Another satisfied customer.
Alright, time to get to Killian's hut. How is your evening going? Just doing all kinds of silly parkour on the spot because it's like, oh, it gives me like a little bit of help. Oh, that's cool. Any of them have pieces? They do? Alright, cool. Gerald! Hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Thought you would be streaming. How's the Final Fantasy stuff? I am running as fast as I can because being in dark places with zombies is a bad idea. I gotta run to a quest marker. I gotta run to that quest marker up there. Welcome! You been meaning to pipe in the stream for a while? Not to worry. What? Not to worry. Like, so many people in my chat are probably just lurkers or they're in the States with, like, barely any energy to speak and such like that. I'm fine with that. Actually, no, not true. I am not, like, if you're gonna send a message of, like, oh my goodness, I can barely stay awake or anything like that, or my sister is snoring right now, it's annoying the streaming experience. Fun fact, I'm gonna tell you to go to sleep. If it's AM and it's not like my kind of time zone AM, while it's in the PMs for
me, people will always complain.
You know what's mahoozies? Sleep. Real life should always take priority over like parasocial streaming life. So, now, true, sometimes I don't follow that advice and I stay up until, 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. looking at TikToks when I should be going to bed and in time to go to work tomorrow, but we're not talking about me here. We're talking about peeps in here who are awake at like 4 a.m. You're from England? Go figure. Okay, so that would be like it's the afternoon for you, I would say, like 2 p.m. or something like that. That's my guess. All right, hang on. I'm at the wrong quest marker. There we go.
Gonna get you.
Ow. Oh, gas can is gonna...
Move along or die. Take him down.
Here we go, here we go. go, here we go. All right, 11:57. Okay, so I wasn't on the monies then. Sorry, I was close though. It was approaching your afternoon. You good? Alrighty, let's save you. Didn't realize that was why all these bandits were here, quite honestly, but hey, we saved you. Now let's see if we... Oh. Nope, nothing worthwhile from you. There we go. Lots of killing. There we go. Ooh. Done and dusted. The chat is as lively as the game you're playing, so you'd figure to keep... so I'd figure to keep you. Well, thank you. You don't need to lie about the game, the chat is as lively as the game. So it probably didn't feel that way for a little bit. I'm gonna be real. Oh, thank you for the thingy-madooks. So, but I appreciate you piping up and saying what a lovely ass I had. And I appreciate it. Ooh. Screw you. There we go. Alright, heal up real quick. There we go. Now everyone is dead. No witnesses if there's no witnesses. Okay, I definitely swung. There we go. You hate chat on your phone, it's always cutting off the last word? Aw. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. I hope, like, this mobile experience for you isn't, like, too terrible. Healing time. So, yeah. Yeah. Cool emotes, Geralt, by the by. I know I haven't, like, said any, like, proper hellos to you, and then, like, I just went with, how was Final Fantasy? And then I just, like, went back to my game and talked to a completely different person. But hopefully you're having an okay evening. I'm assuming you're in Australia as well. Because I'm pretty sure you're an Australian, like, Rothgar. Your laptop died, so you're having to use your Xbox to watch and your phone to chat? So I'm just on, like, this... Am I on, like, this small like, CRTV, or am I on a big plasma screen right now while I'm playing this, video game, and I just have, like, your zebra in the corner? There we go. Alright, Alright, cool, I'm going the right way. Alrighty.
New stuff!
New stuff!
So? Good one, buddy.
Please? Some of them sound like... I understand we're in, like, oldie France, I feel, but...
Good choice.
This trader sounds like an Australian.
Come back and see me.
Big TV? Excellent! Fantastic. I don't know too many peeps who watch me on the big screen. I feel like I'm a second PC screen sort of stream. I would like to think I'm a second PC monitor sort of stream, because then that means people are just, you know,
witnessing from Deirdre Hughes' rooftop farm in South Horseshoe. Several eyewitnesses reported seeing a suspicious woman wearing a red gown and a blue shawl.
Alright, well, he's weird.
At the hour of
jump, jump, jump. jump.
I keep telling everyone we should be getting ready for winter.
Ding, chamomile. Excellente, excellent. Getting it through. Oh, Jesus. If some of these guys could drop like uncommon trophies, that would be greatly appreciated. So that's one. Yeah, you're good, guys.
Whatever
I don't need your help.
Gone now.
Yonk. Oh, it's probably an indicator of night falling. That shouldn't take too long. Milkshakes bring all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours.
You there?
I'm right, it's better than
Kill you.
yours. Dun, 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 dun. Is he not gonna answer his door?
Killian! Killian! It's Aiden!
Alright. Alrighty, time to figure out why he's not answering his calls. Hello? Tape. Journal of a Night Runner. Did it. Alright.
There's Hakon. Bingo.
And some fertilizer.
Alberto? I have your fertilizer.
It's Vincenzo.
Vincenzo? I can barely hear you.
The PKs. They raided my place. I can't talk. The traitor. He sold us all out.
Oh, boy.
Aiden, Dad, went ahead to the windmill. Meet him there. I'll meet you when I can. Just make sure that fertilizer gets to my dad.
Okay, I'll do my best. Just come quick.
And on that note, I am going to end the stream there. It is past 9 o'clock. I do not normally stream beyond 9 o'clock, I'm sorry to say, especially on a work night like tonight, because I got work the next day. But I will be back online Wednesday night. I'm going to be going through Blender. I need to create some things for this room, like some lighting fixtures, crownings, and skirt boards and the such. I want to try and improve this environment just a little bit more.
I see is cute.
In the meantime, if you guys will stick with me, guys, gals, non-binary pals, if you'll stick with me for a quick second, we're going to go on a little raid. Let's see. Now, I believe...
Furrycures 1221 paid me to say go suck a lemon.
Oh, yes! Yes, he is streaming right now, and he's got his fun little thingy-madiggy. We gotta go... We gotta go raid into code. Oh, I don't have any point emotes. Is it code? Yes, it's code the Yoshi. We're gonna go raid into. We're gonna go with 3D Zebra Raid. If you don't know why we're saying that, don't worry. We're just gonna go with 3D Zebra Raid. And I will say that is that for tonight as we go on our raid. And otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. I will be back online Wednesday night. I'm gonna be going through 3D Blender, trying to make some objects and things for the room. And otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.